What's up, guys? The Lazy Goldmaker here, and well, there's a reason why we're looking at the server list, because the mega server is coming. They are essentially merging all of the Pandaria servers into one. Well, it's not on the list yet, but that is what's going to happen. And that's going to shake up the markets quite a bit. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So what are the important things that are going to change? Obviously, the big one, more players means more activity. And that means in every part of the market. There's going to be more people crafting. There's going to be more people selling. There's going to be more people buying. There's going to be a lot more activity in the economy. So in general, you're going to be a smaller part if you're just doing the same thing you're doing now. But if you can increase your part, then you can make a lot more gold, essentially. The market is going to be very competitive in a lot of different ways. Because there's going to be more people posting into the auction house, so it's going to be harder to get the sale. But there's also going to be a lot more people buying. So if you get the sale, you're going to get a ton of sales every time you post. When you do a post scan, you're going to get maybe more sales within the first 10 seconds or first 30 seconds than you are now, and then very little after that. So what that means is that cancel scanning is something that is going to go up in value quite a bit. So just if you can sit there an entire raid night, or if you have a second monitor or second account, you can just keep reposting. So the people like me who have second accounts are going to have a huge advantage when we can sit there, because we can always just run cancel scans on the second screen, which is going to be massive when we have 2-3 times as many people to sell to, well, 2-3 times as many people competing with us as well. So just being always at the top of the auction house is going to be really important to get the sale. Now, some interesting things that will typically happen with a larger auction house, at least what we've seen from retail, is that we can see some larger swings across prices. So if something happens in the game, there's a change that means that people need a specific item, need more of it. If the auction house runs dry, the price swings can be a lot larger, because there's just more people. So when everyone piles into the same thing, we're going to run out the auction house, and the same thing on the other side. If everyone goes into the same market to try to profit off of it, those profits are going to be sapped out really quickly. But typically these swings are also quite short-lived, so they can be really large, but also not last for that long. So you need the timing, you need to be online at the right time, and you need to have like an hour or 2 or 3 dedicated to just utilizing those opportunities when they happen, if you're going to profit off of them. But if you can do that, then that is going to be quite profitable. There's also some potential in stuff like investing for future phases, but as I said, typically conditions are going to normalize again in not too long of a time. So you do not want to be sitting on a large stockpile if you can't be online to sell it. If you can't sit there and just absolutely crank that out onto the auction house at the right time, then you can end up sitting on a big loss instead. So that is definitely something you want to avoid. Another cool thing is that, well, this is specifically for the new phases that are coming. Well, not the first one with Operation Landfall and stuff. That one doesn't add any new crafts. When we get to Throne of Thunder and the later phases, that adds new items. If you're the first one that can craft an item, and particularly if there's something that not everyone can get at the same time, or if you can get an advantage in farm, then you're going to have a field day. There's going to be 3 times as many people, maybe 2-3 times as many people to sell to. And if you're the only one who can sell to them, if you're the only one who's unlocked the recipe, then that is a lot of customers. Now, sadly, from what I've seen, there aren't that many items that would sort of fit that bill with what we're getting, at least not that you can get out onto the auction house, because we've seen this in retail in the past, where you've been able to heavily grind a new reputation and get the recipes. And if you're the first one, then you have like a day where you're making 10, 20, 30 times the crafting cost, and your items are selling as fast as you can craft them. That is something that you definitely want to be on the lookout for. I think sort of the main thing I've seen that's coming in the Throne of Thunder that is a candidate for that is the PvP recipes, because when you do the daily cooldown, you learn one of the PvP recipes at random. But they are also just not that, the payment, people aren't willing to pay that much for catch-up PvP gear, so you don't have a sort of a super high-end sky's the limit type deal. But those opportunities, if they arrive, then if you can find them and be the first to market with something, doesn't necessarily have to be a crafted item. It can also be something you're farming and you're farming it more effectively or faster than someone else. Then there's a lot of profit to be made, because there are more players to sell to, including more players with a lot of gold on their hands. So that's it. One last thing to note is that I don't think it makes any sense at all to sort of buy up any specific materials or try to invest in something to hope that it's going to be more expensive on the big mega server. That would, in my opinion, be pure gambling. Like, you could find an item, or maybe you can find an item a little bit later once the server is up, because you don't have to transfer right away. So if you can wait 5, 6, 7 days until a lot of people have transferred over and sort of the new server has a market, then there might be some opportunities for items to pick up and pull along. But I don't expect there to be too many opportunities like that. But it's something to keep an eye out for, but only if you're doing the transfer later on, once the new server has been established. So yeah, guys, that's what I wanted to say about the new mega servers. Hopefully you're having fun with Mr. Pandaria, and we'll see you on the next one.